Alrighty, let's go. Welcome back into the Skooshi Sport Podcast here for NRL Round 18 review. The big buy rounds are all done. We have one more little mini buy round left to go, and it's full swing heading into the finals. I think we've got 9 weeks left of the regular season, which is crazy to think about. The fact that we're, 2/3 of the way through the regular season. Pretty much full steam ahead heading into finals time now. Origin is coming week, keen as fuck, and then heading into round 19, and then on the home straight. Cannot bloody wait. But here to review just the 5 games for you on the weekend, but couple cracking games I thought on the Sunday, but that was probably, I guess, about it for the rest of the round. I thought the first few games of the week were probably pretty average, but I thought Sunday's games were pretty crackerjack, I thought, in my opinion. But before we get started, guys, do make sure to give this video, if you are watching on this podcast, a massive like. And if you are listening, make sure to go follow all my socials as well. It should be there in the description. But let's get straight stuck into it for the ladder at the end of the round 18 season at the moment. So, at the moment, just going to move that a little bit back. So, still at the top, we had the Panthers, 4 points clear, 13 wins, 3 losses. On 26 points, we have 3 teams. Was 4 teams last week, but now it is just the 3 teams. We have the Warriors, the Roosters, and the Knights. Knights getting the win over the Dolphins yesterday. Warriors and Roosters on the bye for round 18. And then in 5th and 6th on 24 points, we had the Dolphins and the Sharkies. Sharkies with a good win over the weekend. Sitting on 22 points, we had 3 teams, the Seagulls, Rabbitohs, and the Cowboys. Sitting in 10th, we've got the Bulldogs. Sitting on 18 points, we've got the Storm and the Tigers. And then sitting 13th and 14th on 16 points is Raiders and the Eels. And sitting in 14th is the Titans, and the premiers from last year, the Broncos, are sitting in 16th at the moment. They have lost 8 games in a row. 8 games in a row. Unbelievable. They have a record of 2-7 at home this year. Quite unreal. And getting their second win of the year is the St. George Illawarra Dragons. You absolutely love to see it. They are still 3 wins back off 15th or 16th. They're probably still likely for a spin. I can't see them winning 3 games in and the other teams not winning a game. But funny things happen. But it's just crazy to think that the top 4 from last year are still currently all in the bottom 8. You've got the Doggies, you've got the Storm, you've got the Raiders, and you've got the Broncos, all there 10th, 11th, 13th, and 16th. Absolute unreal. Absolute crazy to think about. But let's get straight stuck into the game. So Friday night footy, we had the Panthers taking on the Rabbitohs. Panthers defeat the Rabbitohs 36-14 in this one here. Honestly, I expected a whole lot better from the Rabbitohs. A whole lot better. But credit to the Panthers. They're absolute machine. Absolute machine. Like, I did think they would probably struggle, like we saw last time, I guess, with their origin starts out, which was against the Titans. Just really couldn't, they had a lot of ball, just couldn't really gel any really good attack together. Secret is, just give it to Tom Jenkins. Just kick it to Tom Jenkins and you'll be absolutely sweet. Wow. What an absolute weapon Tom Jenkins is. It's just crazy what he's just continuing to produce week in, week out. It's just so freaking consistent. And it's just the doubles, the hat-tricks that he's scoring. It's just crazy. And the tries that he scored as well, one contentious, which we'll get into. It's just crazy. Like, take away that try, that controversy try, it's still the athletic ability that he has. It's just insane. The first try that he had, for him to leap up in the air and then to still be a couple meters out and to go around and still score the try in the corner. Just magnificent athletic ability. But I did honestly expect a bit better from Southland's game. 12-10 down at halftime as well. They were down 12-0 early, and then they fought their way back into the game. Despite what happened with Cody Walker in the first half there, they fought their way back into the game, just go down halftime at 12-10. Thought they had the momentum, and to lose that second half 24-4, pretty disappointing. But let's get into the big talking point for the week, the Tom Jenkins try. Couple talking points around that with the bunker, because it's not just one talking point when it comes to tries, actually 2. So, first things off the bat, the double movement. That's how that got missed. I don't know. I assume today some sort of explanation will probably come out from Graham Annesley in regards to it. Say it shouldn't have been a try. Blah blah blah. It fixes absolutely nothing because it happens consistently week in week out. This sort of stuff. It's just more the consistency bad calls, but it's more the inconsistency that's just driving this game, like driving the fans in this game absolutely insane. Clearly, the rule is if your ball carrying the elbow touches the ground, you're deemed held essentially on the ground. If someone's tackling you, and you cannot make another movement. You make another movement, that's a clear double movement, which is exactly what happened with Tom Jenkins. Exactly what happened. He got tackled, he landed on his ball carrying elbow, and he rolled over and then went to put the ball down. Double movement straight off the bat. Second one, the put down. The put down can go 50-50 because like you look at it, some angles you think he lost the ball. Some angles you look at it and you think there's probably a pinky touching. It's either way. I really don't know in regards to that one there. I probably think it would just come down to if it was awarded a try or a no try in that situation. But definitely the big one is the fact that it clear double movement. I just don't know how the bunker missed that completely whatsoever. I think that was his second try, so it did completely flip the momentum. Again, I think they made it 22-10 at that stage. So it was 18-10. The South still had a chance, but that really kind of just did get the game away from South in that situation. And it's just driving the game downhill. The inconsistencies of the bunker and how often we see the bunker get this stuff wrong. Staffatoa had a try disallowed early in the season from a double movement. That was way less of a double movement than what we saw there. It's just crazy. The inconsistencies of the bunker. It's consistently inconsistent, the bunker, and we continue to get frustrated about it. And I heard Blokabar talking about it. Beak, he said, I really hope with this new television deal, the TV deal, that they invest more into these refereeing and bunker decisions because it's just not on. It's just not on. And it's just driving fans away from the game, unfortunately. And we just need some more consistency, man. We just need more clarification. We need more consistency. That's all we freaking ask. But getting into the game, Panthers got to be pretty happy with that. Off the back of back-to-back losses, without Cleary, without Yo, got to be pretty bloody happy with that. They moved actually Blaze Talangi into the centers as well, so to play with Jack Cole and Jack Cogger in the halves of this game. Very, very impressive win by the Panthers overall. Just going to make me a little bit smaller. Stats, you look at it pretty even. Like the main thing of the Panthers, 86% completion rate compared to 77% for South. More runs, more run meters, more post contact, despite possession being pretty darn even. 6-5 line breaks to the Panthers. The South Sydney Rabbitohs did miss 44 tackles as well, and the Panthers did march down the field as well compared to South. Nearly 44 meters on average set distance compared to just under 37 there for South. But if we look into the actual player stats, I thought he absolutely lit it up at the start of the game. I thought Dylan Edwards was very solid in this game. Scored a try right off the bat, cracking try as well. 22 runs, 247 meters, 45 post contact, a line break assist, 4 tackle breaks. He's just an absolute machine, Dylan Edwards. Absolute machine. Look, probably unlucky this year not to be selected for Origin, but I do think this just come down to potentially a little bit better form in that sort of way. I still think he'd fit into this New South Wales team absolutely fine. I talked about Milky Jenkins, absolutely unreal. 3 tries, 17 runs, 169 meters, 43 post contact, 2 line breaks as well. 9 tackle breaks for Milky Jenkins. Absolutely insane stuff. Alamotti, 4 offloads in there, 5 tackle breaks. I thought he was very good as well. 6 out of 6 on the boot, 18 runs, 58 post contact, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists as well. Thought he was very good. Blaze also had 2 try assists as well. 2 try and 2 line break assists too. I was just really happy with how, in the end, that second half, the Panthers just ran downhill. And I'll give a credit to Dane Jennings later, but early on they kept kicking to Dane Jennings. It was Jenkins against Jennings. Yeah, kicking to Jennings. And he was proven. He was standing up, not giving Jenkins a chance. And then it was just all about just keep doing it, keep putting the pressure on him, and it ended up Jenkins ended up winning that battle and ended up scoring 3 tries on him in the second half. Now, I don't think that was all Jennings' fault. Just think it was the absolute class of Jenkins in this situation here. In regards to the forwards, I thought Liam Henry was absolutely outstanding in this game. Scored a try, 17 runs, 180 meters, 47 post contact, 2 line breaks for a forward, 3 tackle breaks. He had 45 tackles for no missed as well. Shout out to Lindsay Smith as well, 39 tackles for 1 missed as well, 3 tackle breaks, 24 runs, 182 meters. The fact that this is Isaiah Yo's replacement at lock and what he can do in 80 minutes, he played the full 80. Insane what Lindsay Smith can do. I think he is like a future Origin player in the future. I think he got picked to represent the Kangaroos as well in the recent Ashes. Fully deserved. He was absolutely insane in this game. But very, very good win by the Panthers in this one here. They'll be very happy to take that win into the bye this coming week. For the Rabbitohs, as we said, just like a bit disappointed. Did expect a little bit better. I do want to give a shout out to Dane Jennings. Got his first try taken off, which we'll get into, but ended up scoring a try in debut, 13 runs, 118 meters, 53 post contact, 2 line breaks. Look, the stats don't fully show it, but I mean, 53 post contact meters and 118 meters just shows he's an absolute goer. He is an absolute fucking beast, absolute gun. Just runs the ball so freaking hard, and he was really solid under the high ball. He got pestered all bloody night under that high ball. I think he did really, really well. I think he should be really proud. And then scoring a try in debut. Taking the first one off, Cody Walker. What an absolute brain explosion by Cody Walker. I mean, if you didn't see it, Cody Walker, something happens between him and I think it was Jack Cogger in the tackle. Cody Walker, the hothead, didn't like it. Kind of like, pushes off Jack Cogger a bit when he goes to play the ball. And Jack Cogger goes to run away. He just fully puts his leg out and just trips him. And in that same play, Dane Jennings ended up scoring an easy try. Look, he got one 5 minutes later, whatever it was. But it was just, what are you doing, man? Like, you're a veteran of the game. What are you, 37 years old? You're not 3 years old. You're way better than that. He came out after and he said it's just not good enough. And it is. It just was not good enough at all. For a guy, I wouldn't even expect that from someone in under 18s, let alone a guy that's been in the NRL for a long time. And it's just always been a negative downside to Cody Walker. He plays with so much passion, but he also just has this fiery hot head where it can really affect his game as well and really start to affect the team, start to concede penalties, and then this sort of stupid shit. Really bloody disappointing. But I know Cody Walker, he'll be fine. He'll bounce back from it. But as a team's perspective, he really did let down his teammates in that sort of situation there. In regards to other really good performances, I thought Seagull was really solid again. I thought Jai Gray just plays his absolute heart out in this game. But getting the most run meters for South in this game, playing the full 80 as well, was Keon Kolomatangi. Unreal effort. Looks like he's back. 17 runs, 194 meters, 87 post contact, nearly half his meters with post contact, 3 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 50 tackles for 1 miss. Had the most tackles in the game as well. Incredible stuff by Keon. Looks like he's healthy and absolutely ripping in. In my opinion, I thought he probably should have been there at least on the bench of South, like playing in the middle. He can play on the edge if need be. Very, very versatile player. Very good performance by Keon. Thought Tallis Dunker was very solid. Jamie Humphries made 49 tackles off the bench as well. Ewan Aiken made 41 tackles off the bench as well. Very good, strong performances by South, but unfortunately the attack just wasn't quite there. And I know the Panthers defense is super solid, but just didn't really quite put it all together, unfortunately, in this one here. Scored a couple really nice tries in that first half there on the edges, and then didn't score a try until late in the second half. And by that point, then Panthers had scored 4 tries in a row to completely blow the game out of proportion. South will be looking for a big bounce back this coming week. They play the Knights on Sunday afternoon. That'll actually be a cracking game, depending if KP backs up. Cam Murray will probably back up as well. That will be an absolute cracker. Knights off a really good win against the Dolphins. Got to expect the Rabbitohs to bounce back. I'm not sure which way to lean in that one there, to be honest. Heading into Saturday afternoon footy, Dragons get their second win of the season, defeating the Tigers 24-10. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this one, guys, because it was not a pretty game, honestly, to tell you the honest truth. Took 3 tries in the last sort of 12 minutes by the Dragons to kind of blow this game away, but before then, it was, 10-6 to the Tigers with 12 minutes to go. It was a pretty ugly game, guys. It was a pretty ugly game, but credit to the Dragons. They deserved the win. Tigers were very, very disappointing. They had more possession of the ball. Completion rate was both under 80% from both teams. Dragons was actually 71%. Stats-wise, pretty even, but nothing like much to actually talk about. 5 line breaks to 2 from the Dragons. Dragons only missed 18 tackles, but I think that was just more due to the Tigers' attack. Average set distance, Tigers marched down the field for nearly 48 meters average per set, which is wild to think that they only put up 10 points and all came off the back of one player. But for the Dragons, you got to give credit where it is due. Very, very good win. Star of the show, man of the match is Val Holmes. Scored a double in this one here. 3 out of 4 from the boot, or 4 out of 5 from the boot, sorry. 18 runs, 219 meters, scored a double, 60 post contact, 3 line breaks for Val, 7 tackle breaks, 12 tackles for no miss. That's been a big one for Val as well, just a lot of missed tackles. But that in the Broncos game, easily by far his 2 best games of the season so far. That was probably his best. Just really happy for Val. He's kind of been searching for this big performance a lot of the year. I said we played well against Brisbane, but he's been searching for this performance a lot of the year, and this is what we know Val Holmes can do. But I mean, through what 18 rounds now, he's probably had 2 games for the season, like 2 good games for the season, which is well below Valentine Holmes standards. Not playing Origin this year. Usually he should be an absolute shoo-in for that Origin team, like every single year, but just not this year. Just been way out of form, unfortunately, but really got to be happy with Val Holmes' performance in this one here for sure. Tyrell Sloan, unfortunately, had a hammy injury in the first half, but I thought he scored a really nice try in the first half. Just really solid. Just really bloody solid by the Dragons. I thought Pacific Tonga was probably the best forward out of the bunch, which usually we talk about Toby Catchman, Ryan Catchman, Hamish Stewart. It's actually Pacific Tonga in this game, who I thought was really the star of the show in the middle. 16 runs, 161 meters in 56 minutes, 70 post contact. Had a tackle break, 38 tackles for 1 miss. But it's just these forwards, these young forwards, I go about them every single week. Dylan Egan, 40 tackles, no missed. Toby Catchman, 52 tackles, no missed. Hamish Stewart, 39 tackles, 2 missed. Ryan Catchman, 35 tackles, 1 missed. That is about 160, 170 tackles there from that 4 with 3 missed tackles. The tackle efficiency is off its head. Off its head, man. It is unreal. They are so gifted. I really do hope they locked his 4 down for a long time. I mean, the Catchman brothers, Hamish Stewart, Dylan Egan, and Pacific Tonga as well. Because once they lock down that, they've got Keon coming next year. And then they essentially got that backline kind of fixed. They've got, that Metcalf. They've got Philisami coming to replace Tyrell Sloan. They've got Drinky to replace Gutho. You got Jacob Little, who might be playing like 80 minutes, you'd think, week in, week out over Damien Cook. There's a lot to look forward to for this Dragons team heading into next year. Whether it all happens next year, I don't know. But let's just say 2028, they will be definitely primed. They'll definitely be primed. Full preseason under Dean Young as well, if he stays coach. I think they'll be absolute prime for definitely a big improvement next year, and definitely a bigger improvement in 2028. They'll be due for a really, really big improvement. But really good win by the Dragons, second win of the year. Got to be pretty happy with that. But the Tigers, disappointing, man. Just absolutely disappointing. Like, off the back of a really poor performance last week against the Knights, they just like were holding on and lost, but didn't score. They scored inside the first 10 minutes, didn't score after that, and to score 2 tries against this Dragons outfit off the back of 1 player. Fucking disappointing, man. If they didn't have Dewey the last 2 games, they'd have like no points, because he did the try assist in the last game against the Knights and he scored 2 tries here. Like, It look and I don't want to blame it. I don't want to put this all on injury for the Tigers, but yet another game that they had not got through without having an injury. Api Coruscant sounds like it's just strained his pecs and not a torn pec, but still going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks. I'm hearing, so it's still absolute killer blow for the Tigers. This attack is just so poor, and then was not. I know there's no Jerome Luai, but it's not this bad at the start of the year. But they still got Bullard, Taruva, Makasini is such a young talent. Skeleton is really strong. Jock Madden tore apart the Warriors at the start of the year. Adam Dewey has been on fire. You got Api Coruscant, one of the best nines in the comp. You got Alex Twal in return. You got Terrell May there. Finoa Bole. It's not that there's like a massive amount of players missing from this team. It's just like what's happened. It looks so blasé. They're attacking so deep. So the defense knows exactly what's coming. It's easy to slide because they're so deep in the attack, right? It just means they have to run further, like to go get the ball, and it's just way easier to slide for the defense. This does not look threatening whatsoever. It took an Adam Dewey, like get the ball and go himself to score, and then it took a really strong effort, grubber and goal himself from Dewey to go and make that effort there. But apart from that, honestly, they did not even look like scoring another point through anyone else. It was so disappointing to watch. But thought Buller was okay, nearly 200 meters. Like Skeleton, nearly 200 meters. I talked about Adam Dewey. Thought he was absolutely on fire. Terrell May, same thing. 19 runs, 176 meters. Alex Twal, pretty decent return. Played 74 minutes as well, all in the middle. 15 runs, 141 meters. 53 tackles for 1 miss. Incredible return for him. But really disappointed with the Tigers. Like, they started the year so freaking hot, and now they find themselves, I think it's 4 points out of the 8. Yeah, 4 points out of the 8. The form, I think they've lost 4 in a row now. Or, sorry, maybe they've lost 3 of the last, 4. They've lost 4 of the last 5. It's just so disappointing. Like, so freaking disappointing. Like, this Tigers team at the start of the year was running hot. I think they were sitting like top 4. Like everyone was talking their prime for a finals run, and they're just fallen off. And you can't other teams have adapted better without their half combinations, like Panthers, like the Dolphins, like the Warriors. And then as soon as Jerome Luai's out, you're like, what the fuck's happened to this team? As soon as Adam Dewey's out, what happens to this team? The system should be better where if Adam Dewey's out for a game or Jerome Luai's out for a game, that they can go and still win a game. That's what I don't get, because at the start of the year, Adam Dewey against the Warriors played with a busted, I think it was a busted knee. Jock Manning came in for Luai, and they tore apart the Warriors. Absolutely tore apart the Warriors. And I just don't, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely do not know what's happened to this Tigers team. They look dead set awful. And I don't want to talk about them too much down, because now they play the Warriors next week. They'll probably go and win that game now. So disappointing. So disappointing from the Tigers. They are way better than that, than losing 13 plus to the Dragons. No threat to the Dragons, but they are just had their second win of the season through 18 rounds. Yet they are way better team than that. All right, heading into the next game. Saturday night, we had the Sharkies defeating the Broncos 28-16 in this one here. Good win by the Sharkies who got the Suncorp and get this one. The Broncos lose 8 in a row. Call them the New South Wales Broncos. Call them the Brisbane Blues. 8 in a row they have lost. Incredible. Did not. If you imagine if you told me start of this year, Skooshi, the Broncos at one stage in the season will lose 8 games in a row and they'll be 16th. I would have called you fucking mad. I wouldn't have cared if Haas was out, Carrigan was out, Walsh, Reynolds, Ezra, Ben Hunt, anyone. The whole team. I would not have thought they'd lose 8 in a row. And it's just crazy scenes. What is I cannot believe it by the Broncos. Absolutely cannot believe it. But all credit to the Sharkies going up against this win. A little bit of a scare at the end, but they ended up getting that late try as well. But they were well in control of this game. Up 10-0 at halftime. Broncos did score a try. 10-6 at halftime. And then a couple tries early in the second half by the Sharkies. Pretty much sealed the deal for them. Had a 16-point lead, I think. But they ended up being fine. solid win by the Sharkies off that bye before they had a really poor performance against the Roosters. So keeps them pretty much in that top four sort of space. They should be able to play finals definitely, but keeps them in that realm of potentially getting into that top four potentially. Whether they're worthy of that top four, I don't quite know. But still, very good win by the Sharkies. Despite not having Nickra, no Blake Brayley, no Fanua Blake. Usually they play these Origin games without their stars. With their stars. But different rules this year. Brayley get picked, and now they've got no Fanua Blake and no Nickra. So good win, yeah. More possession of the ball, 78% completion rate compared to 75 from the Broncos, but more runs, more run meters, more post contact, 3 line breaks each for these teams, very low tackle breaks. Look, it wasn't the most entertaining game in the world. I just thought it was a really well controlled game by the Sharks. Broncos average set distance 29 meters. I think that's probably one of the lowest I've seen this year. The other lowest I've seen, I think, is when the Tigers lost 68-0 to the Panthers. Broncos average set distance 29 meters. They had just no go forward, no Haas, no Carrigan, no fucking good. I'll start with the Sharkies and then we'll get into the Broncos. Sione Katoa, man of the match, scored a hat trick. What? Sione Katoa is just like one of those really frustrating players because you look at him in games like this, you're like, he's killer. He's absolutely unreal. Fits perfectly on that right wing for the Sharks. And then he has some games, and you're like, have you ever seen a football in your life? Do you know what the NRL is? Do you know what rugby league is? Like, have you been playing like foosball for like your whole life? He got dropped like halfway during the year, like literally dropped because he was slow. He was way out of form. Yeah. And then he comes back and he scores a hat trick in this game. Looks unreal. 20 runs, 169 meters, 39 post contact, 2 line breaks, a tackle break, 1 offload. Like, where the hell has this come from Sione Katoa? My big thing for Katoa is I just hope he backs it up next week. A big thing for him. Kennedy thought he was solid. Nico thought controlled the game really, really well. Not too good with the boot, but still very good. I think he had a couple try assists. Ran the ball a lot, which is what I love to see about Nico. It's my favorite part is when he's running the ball. As soon as I see him start to run the ball, I'm always confident that Sharkies are probably going to win the game. Which sounds weird, but as soon as Hines gets passive and starts becoming like this sort of system 7 in a way, who's trying to like manage a game, I don't like it. I love Hines when he's running the ball and using like the strong part of his game. Had a line break assist, 2 try assists in this one here. I thought he was very good in this game, Hines. 2 tackle breaks as well. Had an offload. Was just very hungry for the ball, which you love to see. Cal Iro ran for over 200 meters. Thought he was very good in this one as well. Ronaldo very solid as well. Trindle kind of did his thing. Had a really nice intercept try at the end there. Colhoun, really massive in the middle. Just a really solid overall team performance by the Sharks. It's not like they absolutely lit it up. Didn't do super anything special. Just got in and got the job done, which is the main thing. It's a tricky trip going up to Suncorp. I know we spoke about the Broncos are only 2-7 at home this year, but whatever the circumstances, it's still very tricky to go up to Suncorp and win those type of games there. And I said they just go up with the game plan and got the job done. Didn't really give the Broncos a huge sniff until right at the end there. Just kept playing their game, and just relied on their strong attack to score points. And then the Broncos just not playing too well. But yeah, very good win by the Sharkies. I feel like I speak about the Sharkies every week, even on their fucking bye, that this is what I love to see from the Sharkies, that their potential easy final team, potential top 4 team, but then they go out the next fucking week and they just absolutely shit the bed. Now, this coming week, they've got the Dolphins. I say the Dolphins rest their players. I'm not sure. It's a Saturday game. Maybe because it's already in Brisbane. Maybe like Bostock, Hammer. Like I think they've got 5 players to back up. Where it's Hammer, Bostock, Cobbo, Plath, Flegler. They're the ones that I can think of. Katoa's injured. Where they back up, not sure. I would be saying no. Wolf hasn't done it all year. I don't see why he would do it after game 3. Is it KO Stadium? Bit more of an advantage for the Dolphins. Look, this should be an absolute cracking game. But this will be the test to see where the Sharkies are at, right? Off that, had a really good win against the Warriors, poor performance against the Roosters, heading into bye, and then they come back, have a good performance against the Broncos. Can they back it up next week? Now, whether Fanua Blake, whether Nicola, whether Brayley backs up, I don't know. I'd say Brayley will back up off the bench. I'd say Fanua Blake also will back up. I don't know about Nicola. That's the big thing. That's the big thing when it comes to the Sharkies. I literally never ever fucking know when it comes to the Sharkies and like how they're gonna go. They're just so freaking hard to pick. For the Broncos, like I just like look. I've never been the biggest fan of the Broncos, like straight up. I think that I don't really like their fans too much, but I still definitely have respect for the players. But just the what is happening with this team right now is just absolutely crazy. It's just crazy. The attack is so passive. I just don't understand how this team can be one of the best attacking teams in the comp and then just go to this. Now, I know they're missing Walsh. I know they're missing Reynolds. I know they're missing Ezra, Hart, Carrigan, blah, blah, blah. But this team proved last year without Reynolds, without Hunt, without Reynolds, without Ezra, they were fine. And I know this game didn't have Hart and Carrigan and Walsh. Walsh has been nowhere near the level this year that he was last year. Like, not even close. Not even on this planet. Haas has still been exceptional. Carrigan's still been exceptional. That's the thing, right? Like, Shibasaki's fallen off the cliff. Dags, like, the last few weeks has been absolutely terrible. Wilson's been a big shining light. Ricky's had a down year. Like, Corey Jensen's been a massive loss for him, but they're just getting no go forward in the middle whatsoever. Your forwards in this game, Preston Ricky, 91 meters. Vice Semi, 43 meters. Xavier Wilson's like the only one I can see out there properly trying his harder, and Ben Tolte. Wilson, 123 meters. Tolte, 137 meters. Wilson played the full 80 as well. Ben Tolte, just 44. Ricky, 106 meters in 80 minutes. Like, that's just not good enough. Like, the most amount of meters in this team was by Mariner, 155 meters. What? Like, Anderson only taking 12 runs. Staggs only 13 runs. How Staggs only touches this ball 13 times is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And look, they're putting in effort, like tackle wise. Wilson 54 tackles. Like, it's just I just don't see the same hunger as what I did last year. And it's one, I think it's a massive Broncos ego thing, and two, it's a Madge coaching thing because Madge, I love Madge, love what he's done with coaching and all the victories that he's had. But it's always been clear that he has these down years after like having success. He has these down years where he trains them so hard and they just don't come back the same the next year. I don't know. It's a clear issue for the Broncos, and something that probably needs to be sorted for the Broncos as well. They need to win every single game now for the rest of the year to even have a chance of playing finals footy. They are sitting essentially 4 wins off the pace. 4 wins off the pace, and there's 8 games left to go in the year. I don't think they won every single game coming home that they would have a chance. They've got the bye this week, but then they come back and play the Panthers next week, in round 20. So you can pretty much 99.9% chance put the red arrow, put the red line through them. They are Dunskies. The Premiers will not be playing finals footy this year, which is wild to think about. All right, on to Sunday footy. A couple good games here. Eels defeat the Manly Seagulls 23-14. I am looking forward to talking about this because I put up a reel I talked about in my podcast a few weeks ago as well when the Eels had a good win against the Rays, I believe it was. That was with no Moses, and I talked about this Eels team without Moses. At that time, it was Iongi, it was Papali'i, it was Volkman, and it was De Silva. This time, it was Iongi, it was Volkman, it was Pezzett, and it was De Silva. Regardless, no Moses, and it results in a victory. This Eels team looks so much better and so much more fun to watch without Moses. It's insane to think about. Absolutely insane to think about that because Moses is literally playing Origin this week. But the Eels have a huge Moses problem because he's taking a lot of their like payroll. I think he's on over $1 million a year. And the results with Moses this year have not been great. They have not been great. He's injury prone as well. I don't know how he got picked for Origin, but this team without Moses, you can clearly see watching the game it's like they're having more fun out there. They're playing more expensive footy. It felt like watching this game yesterday that in some form or way the halves were involved in every single play, every single try that they had. Volkman scored one. Pezzett scored his own try. Iongi scored a beautiful try as well, but I'm pretty sure that Volkman was a part of it. Tuolangi scored an unreal try there as well. Like, this team is having so much fun, and it just looks like as soon as Moses comes back into the team, they just turn absolute shit. They feel like pressured. They feel stuck up. They just can't play expensive footy. I got heavily criticised for it, but look at the results. Look at what you go and get. Now, I know Manly didn't have Olakwate, didn't have Kohler, but the fact that they went and put up 23 points against one of the best defensive teams in the comp without their star 7, it speaks a lot, right? It speaks a darn lot. And at Pezzett, it's not like he's been in fantastic form, has not played it since round 5, fit in perfectly. Volkman being in just terrific form. The combinations of these young players with Iongi and De Silva, it's just working beautifully. Whether it's Papali and Volkman, whether it's Volkman and Pezzett, it's just working beautifully with Iongi. It's someone's got to wake up and realize this. You're not going to win a premiership with Moses this year. You're not going to win a premiership with Moses next year. You're probably not going to win a premiership with Moses the year after. Like, Jason Riles got into this coaching role last year. He said this was a rebuild. They are in a long-term rebuild to have success, probably in about 4 or 5 years, I reckon. And they've got this halfback that is taking up $1 million a year, injury prone, and he's playing Origin now. But you look at the results and how he's played for the team this year, and the results have not been there. Like, this compared to last week. Now, I know he doesn't have all the errors, Moses, but defensively last week, Moses was such a liability. He let Cody walk in for 2 easy tries, and they just looked shocking. And what a week, like, what a difference a week makes, because they just looked so solid today. The defense was really good, and they just really did come to play. They looked like they believed in themselves. Crazy difference from this Parramatta team. More possession of the ball, more time with the ball, obviously. Look, granted, Manly had 65% completion rate, which is not good, but still, they held out a really strong attacking team. And they still scored, with 76% completion rate, they still scored 23 points against one of the best defensive teams in the comp. And Eels aren't considered one of the best attacking teams in the comp, but take Moses out, and it's pretty solid, I reckon. Stats-wise, very even, though, overall. Manly had 45 missed tackles, which I think is wild to think. But we'll have a look at the stats in this one here. Iongi, terrific. Absolutely terrific. Scored a brilliant try. 25 runs, 231 meters, 47 post contact, a line break, 5 tackle breaks, and an offload. Incredible stuff. I just thought it was a really solid team performance overall. Jack Williams is awesome. Thought Katoga and Tuolangi, they have their really strong moments, but fuck, they have their really bad moments as well. They just got to fix up the errors, but I thought that Katoga assist was absolutely unreal. Absolutely crazy. He made 37 tackles, but he also had 2 errors. Tuolangi had 1. I'm just really like what I'm seeing from Volkman. Volkman has just fit into his team perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I cannot believe, coming back from injury, he was at the Dragons briefly. He didn't have much start time at the Warriors. He never really clicked in. The success he's having at the Eels, it's just so good to see. He really deserves a shot, and he's really proving it as well. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. But really happy with this Eels performance here. I really hope they can go back it up. I've got the Roosters next week. I want to see how they go against the Roosters without Moses. I almost don't want Moses to back up, because I feel like almost if Moses backs up, they're going to get smashed. They're going to get smashed. It feels like a flat spot, but really strong win by the Eels. On to Manly. Now, hard one with Manly, but it's clear to see with Manly this season, when they do not have their strike power weapons like Olakwatu and Collar, which is not even part of their spine, they hugely struggle on attack. Now, I know 65% completion rate does no team any favors, but I still thought they were pretty bloody disappointing on attack. No disrespect to Joey Walsh, but him trying to link up with Turbo just sort of struggled a bit. Working with Jamal Fogarty, just kind of struggled a bit. I thought Turbo was really solid though. They had no ball in the second half, but I thought the first half he was really solid. Two line break assists, 25 runs, 188 meters, four tackle breaks. Really good to see. Four offloads as well from Turbo. Thought Lehigh was probably the man in the match for the Eels. Scored a try in this one. Fought Manly, sorry. Scored a try in this one here. 21 runs, 261 meters, 64 post contact, two line breaks, a line break assist, two tackle breaks, and an offload to go with all of that as well. Very solid from Lehigh Hopewade. Joey Walsh just needs more game time. We can see that he's going to be the clear 7 for Manly in the future, 100%. Really good opportunity for Joey Walsh now, though, in the next sort of 8 weeks to showcase, or like 9 weeks to showcase what he can do, and obviously into finals as well. But they just missed that strike power. Just missed Kola. They missed Ola Kawatu massively. I'd say they probably have to back up next week just due to how poor they are without them. I think the other games that they didn't play, they lost to the Sharks 28-22, and they just beat the Titans 12-10. But it's just clear to see their attack just goes a bit missing without Ola Kawatu and Kola, the big two strike pace and strike, power players. Look, a lot of errors from Manly, very uncharacteristic. 2 from Turbo, 1 from Saab, 2 from Falalolo, 1 from Garrick, 1 from Lehigh, 2 from Walsh, 1 from Fogarty, 1 from Paseka, 4 from Burbo. Fucking 4 from Burbo. Not his strongest performance yesterday. Look, Manly, they've been a bit, how you going, like the sort of like last 4 or 5 weeks. They'll be looking, they had a really strong win last week against the Storm, and then this is really disappointing here. But they now go and play the Titans on Sunday afternoon up at Seabus. So whether Olakawatu and Kola back up, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll stay Queensland. I don't know. I'm interested to see that. If they're back, they're probably back to the Titans, but Titans off a bye. Not quite sure what the vibe is. Bit of a weird one for Manly. I'm not really sure what to sort of think of that one. It'll be too critical because of them missing their star players. But I feel like they also should be better. They still have enough strike. They still have Saab, Lehigh, Garrick, Falolo, Turbo, Joey Walsh. Like, there's still a lot of strike there in that back line, even without Olakwatu and Ola there, if you know what I mean. All right, and on to the last game of the round. Cracking in this one. Knights defeat the Dragons 13-12. Probably not a lot of people like this game just because of how low scoring it was, but it was just a true, gritty kind of finals intensity kind of game. Really, really two gritty teams fighting for a win. And I'm just so impressed by the Knights this year. So impressed. Their attack has looked so stale the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So stale. But they're pulling out these wins still. Really good win, like, despite how bad they were last week against the Tigers. And then really strong defensive win here against the Dolphins here. I know Dolphins missing plenty of troops. Missing, 6 of their main 13. Knights without KP. Big loss. I think you've just got to give credit to both teams. I think you've got to give credit to the Dolphins, who have won 8 games in a row previous to this. 8 in a row. They were probably due to have a flashish game, and without their origin stars, without Katoa, they just did look like they were missing them. Dolphins threw plenty at them on attack, like plenty at them, but I thought the Knights' defense was unreal. So credit to the Knights. Knights had more possession on completion rates, just below 75% for both teams, so pretty not that great. Very even stat-wise. It was a pretty very even game overall. 2 very evenly matched teams as well. What I really like from the Knights and overall, and I want to give a shout out to Dylan Brown, because I know they only put up 2 tries for the game, but he is getting paid a shitload of money. And if you're paying a player a shitload of money, you want him to have the ability to close out games like this against good teams, and to him to want the ball and to stand up in the spot in like the last sort of 10 minutes to clutch up. I'm really happy because I wanted him to step up in the situation. Fletcher Sharp, Santa Smith could have taken the ball in the situation, but Dylan Brown said, no, this is me. This is my team. I'm the 7. I'm like the star in this team. Well, not like that arrogancy, but this is me. He shot the field goal, nailed it, first goal as well, and it won them the game. That's the big thing for the Knights and Dylan Brown, is the fact that here's their marquee sign. They pay him a shitload of money, probably overs, but the big thing is I've never seen Dylan Brown generally close out a game because he's usually been playing with Moses at the Eels. It's usually Moses closing out the games. This was absolutely huge to see Dylan Brown close out this game, and him like take the spotlight in the situation, and then convert as well. First go, absolutely huge. Thought Fletcher Hunt, he absolutely careered this game. I thought he was unreal. The stats don't shot 12 runs, 94 meters, but defensively under the high ball, thought he was exceptional. Scored a really nice try as well. Fletcher Hunt thought was really strong. The back five was really strong. Fletcher Sharp ran over 200 meters. Marzu, 241. Thought Tom Young was solid, 18 runs. Same with Gagai, 18 runs. The back five was absolutely on fire. Dylan Lucas, again, continues to be on fire. 13 runs, 148 meters. Scored another try 4 weeks in a row. I think he scored a try now. 48 post-contact, 1 line break, 5 tackle breaks, an offload, 39 tackles as well in there. Phoenix Crossland, 48 tackles as well. 1 missed, had a 40-20 as well. He is unreal what he just continues to do. Really just solid overall performance by the Knights. Really gritty defensively. Dolphins threw a lot at them in attack. I know their attack wasn't as good as previous weeks, but still that team is so stacked even without the injury origin players and with injuries. Defensively, they're just really solid. They're a little bit back into that second half, but they really good win in the end by the Knights. On to the Dolphins. Look, I don't want to say much about the Dolphins like bad because I'm missing 5 of their origin players and they're missing Star7 with injury. They've won 8 games in a row, man, before this. Like, there's some form of flat spot was coming, and defensively, they're still awesome. Like, that's the big thing for the Dolphins compared to previous season, is their defense is what's really let them down, and for them not to play finals footy, and it's really gone up another notch this year, like, absolutely massively. Now, this game, just due to missing 6 players out of their starting 13, their attack just wasn't quite there, not quite clicking. They tried their absolute ass off in attack, though. I thought they tried, like, you can't, like, rule to a lack of effort this loss. They were down 12-0. They got it back to 12-10, kicked the penalty 12-all. Like, they lose to a fucking field goal, man. Like, I thought 2 weeks in a row they're going to come back and win in the final moments again. But, like, yeah, crazy. Osako was really strong. Trey Fuller, again, the back five, like, all went for over 150 meters. Like, you can't have too many questions about that. I thought Fine Fuaki was really strong. Like, again, like, what can you say? Like, Kurt Donahue off the bench, I thought he was unreal. Scored a try, 54 minutes, 17 runs, 152 meters, 26 post-contact, a line break assist. Just really, really strong effort from the Dolphins overall. Like, you can't knock it. Now, the big thing is how they bounce back off a loss. They haven't had a loss for a long, long time, right? Since, what, like, beginning of May? Even probably before that. I think it was actually Anzac Day. So, in April was their last loss. Now they go and play the Sharks. I think the Sharks. Excuse me. No, it's where are we? Yes, they play the Sharks in Redcliffe. That is going to be interesting. Very interesting game because it's one interesting game for the Sharks as well. But I don't want to like talk negatively about the Dolphins. Like, they'll be fine. They'll get their 5 Origin players back. Katoa will be back in 5 weeks or so. But next week, depending if they're back up, but by around 20, they'll have Hammer back. They'll have Cobbo. They'll have Flegler. They'll have Plath. They'll have Bostock back. Like, they'll be fine. Like, missing 3 of your back 5 due to Origin just shows how freaking good they are. Yeah, they'll be fine, the Dolphins. I'm not worried about them whatsoever. They'll easily make finals, but I want to see them make top 4. I want to see them go far. I want to see them go far in this competition. They're absolutely lighting it up, and they fully deserve to be there as well. But that'll do it for me, guys. That is your NRL round, round 18 review. 5 games. Tried to go a little bit longer in terms of talking about the games, just due to only having 5 games. So let me know what you thought of the games this week. Let me know like what you thought. I want to know what you think about the Sharkies. I want to know what you think about the Eels without Moses. That's definitely a big talking point for me. And I know what you want to think about the Knights and the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will be completely fine. I'd say most people will think that. Like, they had all their players out. But the big talking point is Bunker with Jenkins, and then definitely the Eels without Moses is such a big talking point. But that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And cheers.